Hey everybody, how's it going? With the recent arrival of the all-new 7th generation Corvette Stingray, let's take a detailed look at one of the last unique iterations of the C6 or 6th generation Corvette, the 2013 427 Convertible 60th anniversary.
And this is going to be a detailed, in-depth view of the 427 Convertible. We'll start up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip and go over the performance data, as well as show you a bunch of the unique aspects of the interior, as well as exterior.
And before we begin, I'd like to extend a big thanks and special shout out to Bill Black Chevrolet Cadillac located in Greensboro, North Carolina, for allowing me to come out and film the very unique 2013 Corvette 427 Convertible.
And so, without further ado, let's go and start her up, let her run. The unique color combination is those Arctic white over full premium diamond blue leather interior with the 1SC additional leather pack that adds extra leather padding to the doors, dash, and areas of the center console. The C6 was also the first generation of Corvette to introduce push-button ignition. All you have to do is put your foot on the brake and hit the dash-mounted button to start. Beautiful sound from that 7-liter V8. The 427 Convertible, just like the Z06, features hydraulic assist, speed proportional, variable ratio rack and pinion power steering, and a unique 3-spoke Alcantara wrapped steering wheel with blue accent stitching coming up across the entire wheel, grip extensions off to the side here, modest chrome accenting highlighting the spokes as well as your multifunction controls, not to mention your 60th anniversary medallion located front and center. And the only gearbox available is a 6-speed manual. Nice and tight, close ratio, and very smooth feeling. All the way over, up is reverse. Nicely accented in brushed aluminum, modest chrome trim, and an Alcantara shift boot knob with the blue color accent stitching. The vehicle's standard magnetic ride control between Tour and Sport modes, we'll cover that a little bit more in depth later in the video, and the e-brake is also wrapped in Alcantara with the accent stitching.
2013 marks the 60th anniversary of the Chevrolet Corvette, America's original sports car. Of course, like many other Corvettes over the years, Chevrolet celebrated a milestone while highlighting its performance-rich heritage. It's also the last year of the C6 generation since the all-new 2014 7th generation Stingray began hitting the streets during the later part of last year. So, with multiple occasions blending together, there's multiple unique Corvette iterations to give the C6 a proper send-off for 2013. The biggest one is an all-new 427 Convertible, the most powerful Corvette convertible ever produced, featuring the heart of a Z06 with the legendary 7-liter LS7 V8 and technology derived from both the Z06 and the over-the-top ZR1. While not technically a Z06 convertible, it's pretty much as close as you can get. Not only that, but like the 2012 Centennial Edition Corvettes that celebrated 100 years of Chevrolet, all 2013 Corvettes can be had with the optional 60th anniversary package, which includes special Arctic white paint over the blue diamond leather interior. For convertibles, the top is also a matching blue. If you opt for the graphics package such as this one, it also adds full-length racing stripes finished in pearl silver blue. They also continue across the blue top with stitched contrasting stripes. In addition, the package also features the rear spoiler from the ZR1, special badging inside and out, and gray painted brake calipers. The Corvette 427 is more than just a last hoorah for the C6. It also ties its roots back to the 1960s, when the original 427s were produced from 1966 to 1969. In living up to the history, it borrows the driveline and rear axle from the Z06, as well as the rear mounted battery and standard 2-mode magnetic selective ride control. Carbon fiber is the material of choice and is implemented throughout, such as the raised carbon hood, fenders, and carbon balsa wood combination floor panels. The rest of the exterior panels are composite. With the 60th anniversary, you also get a carbon fiber front splitter and rocker panels that help increase downforce, otherwise they're optional for the 427. Rather than using an aluminum chassis from the Z06, the 427 employs a hydroformed steel chassis that was used for the Grand Sport Convertible, keeping the chassis as solid as can be with the roof off. While aluminum is of course lighter, the 427 Convertible is only 151 pounds heavier than the Z06. In my opinion, it's a completely fair trade-off for open-air excitement. The magnetorological shock absorbers work to reduce heave, pitch, and roll to give the best balance for ride and handling on any road surface. It uses magnetically charged fluid that adjusts the damping level proportional to the fluid's viscosity up to 1,000 times per second. In the 427, it features 2 modes, Tour and Sport. Tour is the smoothest setting, while Sport firms it up for tighter handling. Also standard is the 2-mode dual exhaust system with signature quad pipes. At idle, it's pretty docile and quiet, but revving past 3,000 RPM opens up the vacuum-assisted butterfly valves that really let that LS7 sing. The 427 features a unique set of machine-faced, lightweight, forged aluminum alloy wheels that first debuted as options on the 2012 Z06 and ZR1. 19s in the front and 20s in the rear, wrapped in asymmetric high-performance Michelin Pilot Sport summer tires, 285/30s in front and wide 335/25s in the rear. Able to pull up to 1.03 Gs in lateral cornering forces on the skid pad. Black cup wheels or chrome ZR1 style wheels are also available. Keeping up with the power demands, its braking system consists of cross-drilled ventilated discs measuring 14 inches in front with 6-piston fixed calipers and 13.4 inches in the rear with 4-piston fixed calipers. With this setup, it's able to bring the car to a stop from 60 miles an hour in a very short 107 feet. Carbon ceramics from the Z06 Carbon Edition are also available. As far as the suspension, like the Z06, the 427 features a fully independent suspension with unequal length double wishbones front and rear, as well as transverse fiberglass mono-leaf springs mounted in a way to allow for anti-roll effect, a design strategy that's always been used in the Corvette, not to mention the 2-mode driver-adjustable magnetorological dampers and stabilizer bars front and rear. Overall length is 175.6 inches with a width of 75.9 inches and a height of 48.7 inches. Total curb weight, depending on how equipped, is around 3,400 pounds, with a nearly perfect weight distribution of 50.3% in front and 49.7% in the rear.
And we're going to pop the hood.
Of course, 427 translates to the legendary 427.7 cubic inch or 7-liter LS7 small block V8. This all-aluminum pushrod engine features 2 valves per cylinder, port fuel injection, and a 7,000 RPM redline. The LS7 is completely hand-built and contains lightweight titanium connecting rods and intake valves, with high-flow cylinder heads, forged crankshaft, and a race-inspired dry sump lubrication system that provides proper, uniform lubrication of vital engine components during hard cornering. One cool aspect of ordering one of these cars is that you can also purchase the Corvette Build Experience, which allows you to travel to the plant and help assemble the engine for your car. It's a raw, traditional power plant that produces 505 horsepower at 6,300 RPM and 470 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. With those numbers, it translates to 0 to 60 times of 3.8 seconds and quarter-mile times of 11.9 seconds at 121 miles an hour. Top speed is a drag-limited 182 miles an hour. With a power-to-weight ratio of 1 horsepower per 6.64 pounds, it bests many hypercars such as the Ferrari California, Audi R8 V10 Spider, Porsche 911 Turbo S Cabrio, and Aston Martin DBS Volante. As far as fuel economy, with an 18-gallon tank and running on required premium fuel, expect a miles per gallon rating between 15 city and 24 on the highway. The all-new interior for the 2014 Stingray couldn't have come at a more appropriate time, as the later model C6 Corvettes were a bit dated as far as their MMI systems and quality of materials. The later years of the C6 did feature improved build quality in a measurable way, including quality of materials as well as luxury features, which the 427 is a perfect example of. A lot of the unique editions that came out over the past few years also had similar improvements, such as the Centennial editions as I touched on earlier. This one here features the top-line 1SC package, which wraps the interior in custom leather and suede microfiber accents across the steering wheel, shifter, as well as door handle grips. The 60th anniversary package also features the standard blue leather with perforated seats and special badging found throughout. Now, while the seats in the C6 generation Corvette were improved in the past few years, they're definitely not quite up to the standard of the Corvette Stingray. They do feature a nice amount of lateral grip up top and down below, with reasonable padding in all the appropriate places. You do have power adjustment, including power height adjustment and tilt, but recline is manual. You also have power adjustment for your lumbar as well as your side bolstering. The headrests are fixed, and you can also have color accent stitching. Not to mention the 60th anniversary tag stitched into the back of the headrest. Down below, specific aluminum door sill plaques, as well as embroidered floor mats that feature all-weather protection, and aluminum sport pedals. Your trunk and fuel cap release located in the bottom portion of the dash, and the steering wheel is manually tilting. You can see the leather wrapping around the entire length of the dash, with your multifunction controls located on either side of the speedometer cluster.
So let's get and see if she sounds. Absolutely menacing growl, especially when those bypass valves in the exhaust pipe open up. Before we continue, we'll go ahead and put the top back up. Then once it's down all the way, you want to make sure the top is unlocked, pull it down, and twist it together. Simple as that. And we're going to shut her up. The 427 convertible comes standard with a premium Bose audio system fed through an in-dash multimedia navigation telemetrics interface with touchscreen capabilities.
Now, as you'd expect, audio quality and clarity is quite good, or at least what you would expect out of a higher-end Bose audio system. Now, the NMI system, like I said earlier, is a little dated by 2013 standards and has been since rectified with the 2014 Stingray. The navigation system itself is DVD-based rather than based on a larger storage unit. Padded visors with illuminated vanity mirrors and your garage home link located on the underside. You also have an auto-dimming rearview mirror with compass and OnStar controls. Taking a closer look at the dash, you'll see the swooping stitched accents coming around the top portion, as well as black leather that accents the center console and trails all the way into the back. As far as your audio system, this is your main radio screen where you have your different preset stations. To the left are the different radio modes including AM, FM, satellite radio, CD, iPod, and auxiliary integration. Not to mention all of your radio controls down below like song information, going between your category, as well as your sound adjustments and equalizer settings. To gain access to the CD and DVD drives, just hit that little eject looking button at the bottom of the screen and it automatically folds out. If you look to the left hand side, you can change the source right beneath your audio controls, as well as activating your navigation if the DVD was currently in place. Continuing on down, some system settings included speed compensated volume, as well as changing the different color schemes, sound adjustments, screen adjustments, and clock adjustments. And your seat below that. Overall, while dated, it's still simple to use. Down the center console, you have a standard dual-zone electronic automatic climate control with temperature on either side, digital display, different zones and fan speed in the middle, front and rear defrost as well as recycling, 2-stage heated seats, and a little tray with a power outlet and/or ashtray. You do have 2 adjustable cup holders with a little cover, as well as subtle chrome touches across the center console. Your driver adjustable dampers, traction control, as well as a leather padded center console with just a very modest amount of storage space. It's also lined in felt with a power outlet, as well as your iPod and USB integration towards the back. Specifically for convertible models, the waterfall that comes down the center console also emulates the same silver striping and signature badging that you find on the exterior. Overall, a nice, stylish way to really send off the C6. Now, on either side of the cluster, you have your driver info system to the right and your heads-up display controls to the left. The driver info system shows up in the little digital display right beneath the speedometer and tachometer. It has your fuel data, as well as other vehicle diagnostics and system settings, including your tire pressure, not to mention trip computer, odometer, and other things of that nature, and personalized options. Using the controls to the left directly corresponds to your heads-up display that's beamed right onto the windshield. Now in this mode, it's just your tachometer, digital speed readout, and G-force meter, but there's actually a few different modes. Street mode, which is just a speed readout, and 2 different track modes with a variety of different gauges. You can also customize it with some other vehicle diagnostics. Not to mention, you can change the height, the position of it depending on the height of the driver, as well as the brightness. Your interior lighting dimmer is located there with your trunk and fuel cap release down the bottom. Overall, a minimalistic interior with just the right amount of amenities and technological goodies.
Now I went ahead and did the tour of the passenger side with the top down so you can get that different perspective. So let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we?
Open up the composite trunk lid and you'll find 11 cubic feet of cargo space for the Corvette Convertible, approximately half that of the coupe. It's not bad for short endeavors or quick errands. Like the Z06, the vehicle's battery is also located on the right-hand side of the trunk under a little cover, while on the left-hand side it's a small storage compartment with your storage net.
The passenger seat also features the same power and manual adjustments that you find in the driver's seat. The glove box is also nicely padded, it's lockable, has a reasonable amount of storage to it. Also with the extended leather pack, the Corvette logo is actually stitched into the dash. Beautiful accenting.
In closing, the Corvette 427 is a historical nameplate that harkens back to the glory days of raw muscle and performance. With the 60th year of Corvette and the first time a convertible has been bestowed with the heart of a Z06, it only seems fitting to give it a proper name. One that will be instantly recognizable not only for its engine, but for its pedigree and prominence.
Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the detailed look at the 2013 Chevrolet Corvette 427 convertible. If Be sure to stay tuned next time. There's a lot more where that came from. Take care, everybody.